Two young men report seeing hairy ape-like being. Year, 2000 season, fall month, November date, November 18, 00 state, Indiana County, St. Joseph County. Location details. My house is about 7 miles away from Notre Dame nearest town. South Bend nearest road. Kern observed. Me and my friend Mike were hiking in some woods not too far from my house in northern Indiana when we heard a noise. We, being 13-year-old kids, decided to check it out. We kept finding pieces of wood around some footprints. Then I heard another noise, and when I looked over my shoulder there was a hairy ape-like being about 6 feet 8 inches, no more than 20 yards away. Our instincts were to run, so we did. When we returned to my house, my mom did not believe us. That was my run-in with Bigfoot. Also noticed, nothing out of the ordinary. Other witnesses, my friend Mike. Other stories. I have heard about the Sister Lakes monster, nearby area, and saw a book at the library with an article about it. Time and conditions. During the day at about 5 o'clock to 7 a.m. low light, at dawn damp and foggy. Environment. It was in a forest near a small creek. Follow-up investigation report. I have spoken with the mother of this witness twice, and the witness once. We will keep in touch, and he is going to find the title and author of the book he mentioned about the Sister Lakes monster.
Occurred, the 1st of July 1974, 20 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Location, Mishawaka, Indiana, USA. Shape, circle. Duration, 5 minutes. No of observers. 1 characteristics. Lights on object. I was a pizza delivery person back then, working for Rosina Pizza in Mishawaka, Indiana. They still are open. I was driving westbound on Mishawaka Avenue, crossing the St. Joseph River. To my north, I noticed a craft, flying low, traveling to the northwest. I turned my car north onto the first road west of the bridge, turned off the car, and rolled down the windows. I watched this circular craft drift over the river, just above the trees. It had yellow and white lights blinking around the outer circumference. There were no sounds from the craft. I watched it until it went out of sight. When I completed my delivery, I went back to the shop and told everyone. They wanted to know if I saw any purple people. Today, I live in Miami, Florida. I am the natural areas manager for the county and have a BS degree in biology. I'm not a cook, this really happened. My family knows, I just thought it should be recorded by you guys for posterity. Truly, name and address deleted.
Occurred, the 12th of July 1993, 22 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Mishawaka, Indiana, USA. Shape, circle. Duration, 5 minutes. No of observers. 4 characteristics. Aura or haze around object. 2 craft circled one another for a short while, then stopped, and rapidly ascended upward out of view. Myself and 3 friends were outside playing basketball late one night. I stopped playing for a while and rested on the lawn. As I was laying on my back, I noticed a bright circular, oval shape hovering back and forth over the area. It was about the size of a nickel held at arm's length, about as high as a helicopter might fly. As I called my friends over to watch, another craft appeared. The craft, flew overhead and circled one another for about 2 or 3 minutes, then stopped momentarily, and shot skyward at a very high speed. The objects were, as I said, circular and had a bright, but not illuminating, light cast from them. They did not move too quickly before disappearing, maybe at a rate of 40 to 45 miles per hour, est.
Occurred, the 6th of June 2005, 2 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Location, Mishawaka, Indiana, USA. Shape, light. Duration, 5 to 6 seconds. No of observers. 1 characteristics. Lights on object. UFO crosses sky in the dead of night. While lying on my trampoline looking at the stars, I saw what appeared to be 3 bright Venuses stuck together, flying from SW to NE at maybe 5,000 feet. No trail, like a shooting star. Crossed entire sky in just a few seconds. Very smooth and quiet. Never saw anything like it before. No way an airplane, a completely different level of speed, flew in a straight line.
Occurred, the 19th of June 2005, 12 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Location, Mishawaka, Indiana, USA. Shape, oval. Duration, 3 minutes. Know of observers, 2 oblong gray, underneath, from a distance circular like a sun to me. To my husband he says triangular. I was driving on bypass with sunroof open. My husband was reclined down looking out the sunroof. He jumps and says, "What was that?" I did not see it yet. My husband described it as a grey, huge watermelon-shaped object. We were getting off the bypass and I was looking for a place to park to look. A few minutes later, I parked in the Myers parking lot. By this time it was a mile away. Large like the size of the sun at sunset. My husband said it looked like a triangle from off in the distance. It did not move like a plane. Back and forth like a seesaw. It went in and out of the clouds a few times, then disappeared. To me it looked totally round, like a dark circle, balloon, without a basket. We are 49 years old. Of course when we share this with family, they just smile and listen. End of story. My son had a UFO experience too about 7 years back. He was in his car with cousin, maybe a friend too, and something small like his car, came real close to them and took off super fast. It tagged along with them at the night time and zoomed with percular patterns, unlike airplanes. My son is now a pilot. He was only 18 or so back at the time this happened, late in the evening with his cousin, who also saw the unknown aircraft around Warsaw, in. My sister claims about 30 years ago, she and her friend was chased by one. My mum thought she was drunk. The teenage girls ran into the house and hid, peeking out the windows to see if it had left yet. Also I had an older friend who said they liked to go out at Heaton Lake in Indiana or watch for UFOs. This too has been long ago. Maybe 29 years ago. Had you ever heard about that?
Occurred, the 29th of October 2005, 16 hours 30 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Mishawaka, Indiana, USA. Shape, formation. Duration, 1 minute. Know of observers, 1 characteristics, left a trail, several contrails that appeared to be in formation, very high in altitude, no visible airplanes, contrails dissipated quickly. I was in my car at approximately 4:30 p.m. The sky was blue and mostly cloudless, only a few cirrus clouds here and there. I was driving due north in a rural area. I looked up through my window and noticed several airliners at normal altitude. We are in flyover country, so it is not unusual to see airliners traversing the sky and leaving contrails. While watching the normal airplanes, I noticed approximately 5 or 6 contrails very close together, to the northwest of me, about 10 o'clock high from my perspective driving north. The closely bunched contrails were forming parallel to each other. They appeared to be on a southeasterly heading. I could not see the airplanes leaving the contrails, which led me to believe that they were at extremely high altitude. The contrails were clearly moving, growing in length. As I continued to watch, several more contrails began to form to the sides and behind the original few. All told there were probably around 10. They appeared to be very close together, which led me to believe that they were high-flying military jets in formation. The odd thing was that the contrails faded very quickly. I grabbed my cell phone and called a friend to have her go outside and take a look. I asked her, "Do you want to see something unusual? Go outside and look up to the northwest. There is a bunch of contrails very close together." By the time I got those words out, the contrails had faded, so I told her to forget it. My overwhelming impression is that they were military jets in formation, very high in altitude. Once again, the odd thing was how the contrails faded. It was as though they just turned off. Very odd. NUFORC note: we agree with the witness that the objects almost certainly were contrails. Probably not UFO related. PD.
Occurred, the 17th of March 2007, 6 hours 30 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Mishawaka, Indiana, USA. Shape, triangle. Duration, 1 to 2 minutes. Know of observers, 1 characteristics, lights on object. March 17, 2007, Mishawaka, Indiana, approximately 6:30 a.m. March 17, 07, I saw a red light reflection on the top of my large picture window. I then walked over and peered out the window, and at a very low altitude, too low for an airplane, I saw a large triangle-shaped craft with large red lights on bottom. I then moved to the back of the house and looked out the windows from my porch. The craft was still moving very slowly. I opened the sliding window and observed no sound. The craft continued over and past the tree line in a northwest direction. I live approximately 10 miles from an airport but have never observed anything that resembles this before.